Thanks for joining us. We are on our way to Naples, Florida to do our very first DC fast charging stop. We are at about 15%, and I'm going to make a real YouTuber move here and visit Costco for the second time today because I'm going to pick up some stuff so that I can record how long it takes to charge. I was aiming for 10%. I think I'm probably going to get to the charger much lower than that, maybe less than 5%. So we're going to see. I don't know what time it is. 5:40. Traffic's going to be a little heavy. Please ignore my squeaky wipers. I waxed the car and I did the windshield, and I don't care about the squeaky wipers because I couldn't see without it. So let me get in up to speed. One thing I don't like about cruise control, the buttons are very hard to use. I will go over this in a deeper topic, but the buttons are not good. It's very inconsistent. Compared to my Bolt, it does not have the option to quickly set a new speed, so I kind of find myself going up by speed manually, and it's a little frustrating combined with the buttons not always working as you expect. More importantly, in today's video, I'm going to be covering all of the accessories that we got shipped in today. We got some sunshades for up here. We got the front trunk bench, rollout bench. And there was a new Lucid app update out today. It does require iOS 26. If you haven't updated for liquid glass, sorry, but if you're a Lucid owner, you're going to have to be running iOS 26 for the newest app. I'll go over that later. I'll show the new features. And I will be setting up Halo Secure. So I got some supplies here at Costco, and I'll show that on the screen. I'll put up the prices, and we'll set up Halo Secure. I'll go through the whole process, what it looks like, how to install the thumb drive in the glove box, and we'll go over the software, all the features, and how it looks in the app. So we'll probably be maybe 20 minutes or so away from Costco. I'm at 14%. Now I'm getting a little nervous. I don't know if I can make it to Costco and back up the main road over to where I'm going to go is the FPL chargers. That's Florida Power and Light. That's our local utility for most of the area. Their rates seem to be the cheapest that I've seen so far, roughly 31 cents a kilowatt the last time I looked, which was a few months ago. But I don't think it's changed, and that's significantly cheaper than our local Electrify Americas, which are about 51, although I think I've seen 61 or 62 even. So Electrify America has seemed to gone up in price over the last few years here. I don't have a lot of hard figures on that, but it's my gut feeling is Electrify America is more expensive. I'm going to try the FPL because I also think those FPL chargers might be 400 instead of 350 kilowatt like Electrify America. That's what I noticed, what I believe I looked in the Lucid Nav app, which I have talked about before. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Don't like Here Maps. I don't really use it. You will probably never see it on my screen, and you're probably going to hear me harp on that in the future. Sorry, Lucid. But I think otherwise, the software has not been the biggest problem. I have had a few issues with the key still. Sometimes it takes a long time to open the door, so I end up having to get the app out and hit unlock, but then my key card is able to start the car. I have not had trouble starting the car yet, but that we'll see. All right, we are driving along Naples, Florida on this beautiful rainy evening. We are going to move into drive assist after this light. And, no fuss. In the rain, no fuss. I've noticed these 20-inch tires, they are all season. I've noticed just the absolute slightest reduction in performance versus the next size up for the tires. When we did our Lucid Air, we had the 21, 22 tires, I believe. And those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, I believe, were incredible. I kind of wish I had them on this, but I'm not going to change tires anytime soon, I don't think. We're mostly in this kind of weather, this kind of climate, and I really want to get some wear on them before I do change them. Now, you'll notice that the windshield wipers have not wiped. I'd like them to wipe. Come on, wipers. Come on, wipey, wipe. That's been a problem since Lucid Air. They are on automatic right now. Let me check that over here. They are on automatic low. I'm going to bump it up one up right before I click the button. They go. Isn't that how it always works? They don't want to work until you go to make them work. Then they wipe once and then you're frustrated again. I'm not quite sure why the rain sensing wipers are so weird. I don't know if it's a camera based system or I think some of them are infrared, but it's very unreliable. Here in Florida, rain is our number one weather, and not being able to see out is a challenge in the rain. The wipers in auto mode, even on their highest mode, is not high enough, is not fast enough. And just I don't know. Please give me some sort of software beta where I can sign up and I'll just drive around the rain all day and I'll help you fine tune this because they don't work. I'm sitting here and it hasn't wiped. It doesn't tend to wipe when you're not in motion, which is somewhat okay, but I'd like it to wipe, so I'm gonna wipe it manually. Sometimes when you do that, they just go wild and they start wiping and don't stop. So that needs to be worked on. Now, here in the dash, I am a dynamic range of 55. My efficiency is a little low. It always drops in the rain. 55 real is probably pretty close. I feel like that's accurate. This is the first time I've been to 14% in this car, though. I haven't lost a percent since we started, though. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to end up with by the time we get to the charging station. I am going to head to Costco first and grab some things, and then we are going to leave out of there. We're actually going to come back up this road, but in a little bit different way. So we'll come back, but let's just see. I'm going to go back into drive assist here, and we're going to try that out in this rain. See, it starts me out at 40, and I kind of got to click the button a whole bunch because it's not fast enough. There's no way, as far as I can tell, there's no way to pick up speed. So I'm doing 55. There's no way to set my speed to 55. Like it doesn't move to 55. I have to either click it or click it and hold it. It can't match my speed that I'm actually pressing on the pedal. I don't like that at all. The other thing that I was going to mention is the buttons are very hit or miss. You must hit directly on the graphic. There is what I've figured out is this panel is one entire large button. There is no actual separation between anything. So if you click on the edge to deactivate drive assist, which I'm gonna sample that here, it does not deactivate. You can hit this button all you want and nothing happens. I hate this. My husband can attest. Yesterday, I discovered this problem. About the third or fourth time of me doing this, I'm quite literally screaming, "Exit! Exit!" I had a primate brain moment, and my finger wasn't doing what I was expecting it to. I have the bolt, which has an oh no panel, an oh no squeeze for regen on demand. I went for that. It's not here. I panicked and I had to slam on the brakes. This is not acceptable to me. Look how many times I can push this and not exit until then. I found it scary. I found that a little scary. So I don't love the touch buttons. I've decided I don't love the touch buttons. I'm going to try to get used to them. I'm going to try to give them a shot, but I think that's the one thing that's going to be my long-term complaint is the touch panels. Now, one thing I did try earlier troubleshooting, I turned off the touch sensitive portion of the panels because I noticed when I'm trying to use the buttons, I would often be switching through the screens at random. Don't really need that feature. This reach is very, very easy. So it's much safer for me to lift my hand up from this corner, hit what I need, and go down, than try a button that I don't know is even going to work 7 times. So I don't love the buttons. And again, they really need to have something physical where you're supposed to put your finger. because it's one big block, and if you're not on this on dead center, it's not going to work. So needs some work. Again, wipers are on 2 auto. Look how they are not wiping. What is this? I'm constantly having to manually wipe. This did not seem to improve at all from the Lucid Air, so I'm very disappointed. Sometimes it gets in a nice little pattern, oftentimes it doesn't. It's pretty much random. All right, we are getting close to Costco. I still have 2 errors present on the screen. Triangle with no words, and what I believe to be 12 volt battery charge error, which that one kind of concerns me more because not really sure why the 12 volt would be low, but we'll see. We're about to pull into Costco. We will stop here at Costco and we're going to get out of the car. I'm going to lock it. And I assume I'm probably just going to hop right back in just to see if that's like cleared instantly or not. If not, I don't know what we're going to do. We're about 10% battery. When I come here to the charge section on the screen, it's just giving me a nice charge soon warning. I've still got plenty of range to make it to a charger in town. If I was out of town, I'd be a little worried right now. But in town, I'm only maybe 5 to 10 miles in 2 or 3 directions from a charger. So I'm not at the end of the world. 10%, that's pretty good. I have only charged once. I added about 30% to the battery at home. We received it at about 95, drove it home from Miami. So we've charged once at 30% in 6 days. So this thing has range. You don't have to charge every day unless you want to. But I am going to go to the DC fast charger after this. We will pick up a few things and see how things go. Before we do that, I am going to go ahead and get out and restart the car to the best of my knowledge, which is just lock and unlock. I don't know the actual reset process yet. I may have to reach out to Lucid today. Who knows? So we're here. We're about to park. Maybe I can get one of these nice upfront spots. Auto camera pop up. Little hard to tell exactly where a curb is in the front. That's my biggest difficulty, is just a little bit, there's a little bit of a blind spot. We're going to shift into park. Energy saver has automatically been turned on. Your vehicle has been optimized for extra efficiency. Thank you. And you get a little nice leaf here. I saw the message come up, but I didn't have time to hit it. After I missed the message, I could not find where to enable energy saver. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to find it or not after that, but couldn't find it. So we're going to hop out of the car. Right now, we do still have 2 errors. So we're going to hop out, lock. I'm going to hop right back in and see. If it's still there, we're going to go shopping, let it sit for probably 10 or 15 minutes. We do have a lovely view out here at the front window. We'll let it rest. We'll come back out. We'll see if it drives, which I haven't had any problems. I haven't had any problems driving. Drive assist worked. Everything seems functional. I'm kind of guessing it's a false alarm. That's going to be my hope. We are going to head directly to a DC fast charger after this and see what happens. So, to stay tuned. Welcome to Costco. All right, we are here at Costco. I am debating on this before tariffs go up. Think I'm gonna grab one of these for the Gravity. Nice USB-C cables, $30. You ain't not gonna find that price many places. And I think I'm gonna grab one of these Scosche MagSafe mounts so that I can stick things on the window. And I think I'm gonna try that out. Now I did find one more accessory. We're gonna come over here near office supplies. And sorry for my shakiness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Glad I grabbed mine earlier. All gone. So I picked up the Lexar Dual 2-in-1 pack earlier today for $15. They're all gone. Sorry guys. Maybe at your local Costco you'll have them. I was kind of curious. Would this work? If you just kind of plugged in one that was kind of in the specs, would that work? So Sorry, I was going to show you what it was. I've got one in the car. I'll show you that one later. All right, we're going to head back to the car and then back to the DC fast charging. See you in a bit. Are back in the car. Unfortunately, I thought the errors had cleared, but they did not. They are still here. So even after a short rest, the errors are still here. We're not going to change our plans. We're at 10%, and we're going to head up to the nearest FPL fast charger that I know of, and we're going to plug in. I probably am going to have to use an adapter. I don't believe there's any native NAX chargers there. So we're going to try out the adapter for the first time. That comes with the Gravity, and we're going to see what happens when we charge with errors. I'm not seeing any messages that says contact Lucid. I'm not seeing any messages that says drive with caution. I don't see any messages that says don't charge the high voltage system. So my idea is that they're probably really, really minor errors, and it's just flashing it up to be extra cautious. Because again, I don't really have any drive errors. Drive assist is fine. Everything's functional as far as I can tell. So it, I mean, I'm at 9%. The acceleration is unchanged. I do not feel any difference in the performance as the battery gets lower. It just doesn't really drop off for me, so I like it. We are probably 10 minutes away from the charger. When we get to the charger, I have to take a moment to set up an accessory so you can watch the charging session. And while we wait for the charger to charge, we will install all of our new Gravity accessories. We have the sunshades, we have the front trunk bench, and I have the USB drive for Halo Secure. So we'll set this all up. I'll show you how everything works, how all the features work. We are here in the parking lot. We are going to head over to the charger. Right on this side is the FPL chargers. You'll notice right over there, off in the distance, is the row of Tesla superchargers. You might ask, why am I not using the Tesla superchargers? Why am I not using the Tesla superchargers? You don't need to ask me that question. Anyway, we're going to try out the adapter while we're here. Looks like there's some interesting van here. I am not quite sure what this is. We're going to check that out, maybe get some footage of it. We'll stop back by in a moment. We are here. We are at the FPL chargers. We do still have two warnings, what I believe is a 12-volt battery warning and an unknown warning that did not give me any words. I don't know what that means. I don't have any warnings that tell me not to charge, so we're going to go ahead and try to charge. I'm going to use the CCS to NAX adapter. We're going to try that out and go over how good the speeds are. Let's get started. I'll need a minute to set up my gear, and then I'll catch back up with you. All right, so I'm trying to get set up, but a few cars came up. I don't think they can charge. The way I'm parked and the way he's trying to get in, I may end up just having to go use the other charger so that these guys can do it and I don't take up too much of their time. We decided to move over to the Tesla supercharger. It is about 7 o'clock here in the evening, and I misestimated how many people would be coming for the limited CCS charging here in the parking lot. There's only 4. And yet there's probably 10 Tesla superchargers as we're about to see. So I'm not really here at the Tesla supercharger by choice, but we're going to try it anyway. It's actually going to be our first fast charge. We'll see what the performance is. There are a lot of Teslas here, so I'm not expecting to get mind-blowing performance here. But we'll try that out. Maybe when we're charging, we'll set up some of the accessories and we'll get started. On my notifications, I got Lucid Gravity charging session started. So I almost wonder if it's not actually charging me through my Lucid account, because I did put a card on file there, I believe. So maybe that's it. Let's see. We have time remaining 35 minutes. Started at 8%. It's about 85 degrees, really humid outside. Estimated energy started at 7:15. I hear it ramping up now. What are we pulling? All right, here we are charging at the Tesla. Charging power limited by station. Absolutely not surprised. It's been busy. I'm sure these stations are hot as can be. So, first impressions of a Tesla Superstation. I know this is an older one, but So we'll move on. We'll do some accessories. We did get our sunshades back here in this big box I haven't opened yet. I did also grab this dual USB-C. This is what I'm going to use for Halo Secure. So let's see if I can rip this open. Oh, I'm going to toss this back here for a moment. Sorry, Lucid, I'll clean you up later. And we will go into the glove box. I do have this button set as the glove box normally. Since I reset the car, I have to set that back up. But now the glove box will open. I'm going to set this into USB-A mode, I believe is the port inside the dashboard, the glove box, whatever you want to call it. And I think you've got to reach way far in there. And he said you'll feel it. Success. I believe. I cannot actually tell. I can genuinely not tell if this went in or not. So that's what it looks like when it's finished. I can't tell if it's secure or not. We're here at the Tesla Supercharger. We're only getting 180. I don't really think anyone's going to care about this charging session. Completely unimpressive, standard Tesla charger. Would have been much more interesting at the FPL, I think. In the meantime, we're going to look here at the main screen. We're going to go through settings and we are going to set up Halo Secure. If I can find it, I'm not sure where it is in the menus. I still haven't memorized them the way I'd like to. So it's not, let's try vehicle. Do, 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 do. Drive recorder and video storage. I am very interested in these. Let's check that out. So I did put the flash drive in. It is a 128 gigabyte, fast enough. Event recording to enable format the USB drive. I was curious if it was going to need to do this, and it does. So it will format it very quick, and we can use it for event recording. So honking, hard braking, we'll do launch mode. Who knows? I did 20,000 miles in my Lucid Air and I never used launch mode. I never have launched a Lucid. This will be my first car that I have launched. Now, when we go through drive recorder and set that up and I go through video storage, that's really just showing me what's on the drive. So I'm assuming, it's pretty much empty right now, but we're ready to go. That was really easy. So I believe Halo Secure is accessed here through the menu. We'll go here. Halo Secure deters security threats whenever you're parked and can record incidents while you're driving. Nice. Anti-theft protection, as predicted. Event recording, we will enable that, obviously. And activation. Enable Halo Secure. Finish customizing, tap enable to finish. Enable. There we go. No recorded videos, no driving, no favorites, and I'm assuming that's where we are right now, but not really relevant. So the other thing I learned, now that Halo Drive's done, I'll try to record something on the way home with that. You can move these. For a little while, I thought you could, but I didn't know how. And I realized pretty quickly that the parking button's in the wrong place. This really needs to come over just like that. So I'm pretty happy with the menu system. It seems like it's pretty good. We're at 42% charge, 20 minutes remaining. You know what? We'll probably need that 20 minutes to finish everything. So as we wait for the charger, let's see. We have our rooftop sun visors. Let's see if I can grab that from here while we're here. That being coming fresh out of the box. Clips are already on. That's an interesting choice. I don't know how this opens. Is this gonna get huge? What is this? This is for the front windshield? You ordered the front windshield? Oh. This is gonna get really big, isn't it? I'm gonna open it. Let's see what happens here. Oh my goodness, this thing is spring loaded. I am scared I'm gonna get hit in the face. Oh my goodness. Okay. You're sure this is for the front? What is this? Oh my goodness, these things
There's
are
two.
massive. Are
There's-
you sure these
yeah.
are for the front?
No, there's two of them,
Uh-huh.
and so one is for the front portion, and the other is.
I don't think so. These are too big for me to do in here. Let me put this behind me real quick. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I got myself into. All right. So that I'm not sure what that is yet. We're going to have to come back to that. That thing's a monster. So we're going to pull out the two smaller ones. Perfect. This is really what I was looking for. These should be pretty easy to install. Um, Left and right here. So let's see. They do fit the shape of the glass, and it will either fit or not fit. And I believe that is supposed to fit there. I'm just going to go ahead and clip it in. These are real easy clips, but you do have to put down the visor first. There's not really a whole lot to show. The clip just goes into the headliner. It's as simple as can be. It is a gravity clip system. Oh, goodness, it's a little tricky. Maybe I have this upside down. I do believe it's possible the clips came upside down because I'm not sure if you're supposed to see the tag or not see the tag. Both sides look roughly the same, except one has the lucid tag available. That's the way the clips came. So when I place it correctly, the clips just slide right up in there. You just give a little squeeze and you're done. So very easy once you get the direction figured out. Let's see how they clip the other one. Um, it appears to be the same, but one of the clips fell off in transit. So let me see if I can find that in the bag because this, with only 3 clips, you kind of need to have them all. Yes, I found it in the bottom of the bag. I'm going to make it match. You just kind of click them on there. They have a little snap sound. Yep. And the shape is right, and it should just fit right up in here. And you give a little squeeze. Oh, you got to roll down this first. All right. And put it up. And this and that. And we're all done for the front. Now, there's no way, there's no way that thing takes up the entire second row. There's no way that that's for the that's no way that's for the windshield.
It's her back.
It's for the back. I didn't know that was available. I didn't know that was an option. I thought that wasn't out yet. I only expected to get these two front that runs up over the front two passengers. So that's kind of a surprise for me. We are gonna open the front. And we are going to open the front trunk accessory that just came in today. I'm not sure if there's more colors to this than just black, but I'm curious about that. We are going to open this up, and I don't know how to install it. Where you get that goes there, that comes here. Interesting thing when this dropped down, wow, this thing got sucked. Watch this. It gets sucked up into the car because the cooling is sucking in air at faster than any car I've ever felt. So maybe don't use this when you're supercharging. That's very interesting. So I'll leave it for just a second and I'm going to do my first skit. Oh, I felt the trim pop. Oh no. Wow, this is this is actually pretty comfortable. You got to come sit. This is our lovely view out the front trunk on a lovely evening in Naples, Florida. Since this thing is like a magnet, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up for the rest of the charging session. Wow, I'm impressed. Way better than I could have imagined for a roll-up bench. Now, I believe they demonstrated, I don't know, but you can make a divider out of this. When we have a little bit more time, I'm going to figure that out. But first impressions are great. This is cool. Pretty expensive, but worth it. I think that was actually probably worth it. I'm gonna put this in here. Oh, there's a little bit of water, but I think it's real leather. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm gonna shut this up and we're gonna see where we are in the charging session. I'll just come over here and open the door. Looks like things are calming down. There's only about four other cars here now. So I am still getting 150 kilowatts at 70%. So our charging is almost done here. It's estimating another 10 minutes. I think that's 80 or 85%. I'm pretty sure it's 85%. So we're almost done here. Now, maybe we have just enough time. I'll shut this in case someone else comes up. Looks like there is a Chevy Bolt. Let's go see this thing. A Chevy Bolt Waymo or a Cruise? What do they still have? A woodpecker? What is this thing? I don't know what this thing is, but that's cool. Oh, thank you.
Just teaching it how to drive.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, looks like that is a some sort of their taxi fleet learning system. So he said he's teaching that car how to drive. That's a Gen 1 Volt. We had one of those briefly. We had a blue one, and that was when they were all catching fire. So we only kept that for maybe 8 months, and I was like, goodbye, because GM didn't say anything for like 6 months, and I couldn't take the pressure anymore. So we sold our first Bolt, but we do have a second Bolt. That's pretty cool. So I think we might have just enough time to try and slide one of these in. This is now an empty box, so whoops, bang the charger. All right, we'll put this down and these are huge. They must take up about 50% of the screen. Is this one piece? I think I'm gonna have to pull this all the way out to show you what it looks like. I think I'm gonna go car. Watch out. All right. This is one huge piece. Wow. Okay. Uh, not sure I can get that installed here at the stalls. So we're gonna wait on that. Although she did give me a little space, maybe I can sneak it in. 78%. We're still at 116 kilowatts. Really not terrible. Certainly not the end of the world, but also overall, the charging experience was just regular. I can't say anything was remarkable about it. So, unfortunately, not too much excitement, but I think next time maybe we'll do a little more. I hope to see you in the next one.